¿qué tal? Bienvenidos. Les saluda con gusto Nayeli Pimentel. Coco, we are having a special edition today, so welcome to the show today.
Well, welcome everybody. And first of all, after we're going to start with our special guest, let's go see Happy Mother's Day to all the Latin America community, because today we commemorate Mother's Day. Here in the United States, we did it last Sunday. So hopefully you had an amazing, beautiful Mother's Day, Nayeli, and to all the audience, so happy Mother's Day.
Likewise, Coco, and thank you very much. And then, yeah, everybody has been celebrating on Sunday. As here in USA, we celebrate in the first Sunday of the month. So, yeah, definitely we are so happy to celebrate with all the moms out there. They are great, great leaders and heroes for us. So congratulations, Coco, and that too. And let's dig in on the topic today. So we have a special guest today, which is the CEO of ACTIVZ, David Brown, that is in the behind the scenes right now. So we're going to bring him into the screen right now to talk about how amazing it is to create a company and how is the success for him coming together with all this amazing job that he does in ACTIVZ. Vamos a hablar con él y vamos a darle esta bienvenida a David Brown. David, welcome.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Coco. Thanks for having me. Lo siento, no hablo español.
We're going to learn Spanish a little bit in here.
All right. Well, David, welcome. Thank you for accepting this invitation to be with us in Photo Social. We are, being in the air for almost now 4 months, and we are introducing to all the audience of Photo Social here about what is ACTIVZ. So we're bringing doctors, nutritionists, leaders from the company. And now where we are bringing one of the heads of the company, that is you, the CEO, and probably what people wants to know, who is David and why he started this company and ACTIVZ, and what is ACTIVZ about.
Well, thanks, Coco. It's great to be here, and congratulations on your new show. That's a big step, and you two are doing a great job. So congratulations on that, and I'm pleased to be here with you today. Well, who is David? Well, the first thing is, since it's Mother's Day in Mexico, I should say I'm a father. I'm a father of 4, and we did celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday, like Natalie mentioned. I'm happy to report that I actually did cook. I didn't cook very well, but I did give my wife the day off, so that was good. And so maybe the best titles that I have are better than CEO. Is husband, father, and grandfather. Those are actually my favorite titles. But it is great to be part of ACTIVZ, and I'm a lawyer by training. I've been involved in the nutritional supplement industry for a long time. I'm a kind of an old guy, and so it's been a while, almost 30 years, when I first joined a company as their lawyer, and then became the president of a number of nutritional supplement companies, selling in various channels. And ACTIVZ was started about 4 years ago with people that I had been with at other companies. We'd been very successful in creating large, publicly held companies that had succeeded very well. And yet we thought that we could do a few things even better this time around. And so that's why we created ACTIVZ.
And for example, when you say you create on ACTIVZ, what means ACTIVZ about the health industry, but the typical and normal health industry, the supplementation, or why make? Oh, is there a difference, or maybe there is not a difference, or maybe it's the same like everybody else? I don't know.
Well, that's a great question. I think that we are very different. And I think that the name of the company, ACTIVZ, gives a clue as to how we're different. Of course, everyone says that their company is great, that their products are great, and that everything about them is great. And don't get me wrong, I think that there are a lot of good companies and good products out there. But one thing I've learned about over the years is that all of us, we all want, no matter if we're male or female, if we are American, Latino, Japanese, whatever, we all have some common desires. We all want to be healthy. we want to be happy, we want to be able to provide for our children, and we want to thrive. We don't want to just survive. We don't want to just get by. We want to really succeed and thrive in life. And so that's where the name ACTIVZ comes from, because we believe that our products activate. Well, we don't just believe it, we know it, that by virtue of science, that our products actually activate better health at the very genetic cellular level. Our opportunity, our business opportunity, activates a family's income possibilities. And frankly, by being part of the great ACTIVZ family, of which there are over 50,000 members already in just a few short years, you become part of a family of support that activates socially and emotionally and in all types of ways. So that's what we're all about, is activating the things that really are within your control and showing a person how to take control of those aspects of their lives.
You mentioned something very important, that people's ACTIVZ is bringing an opportunity to bring financial opportunities and families. Why the company or your company decide to put this kind of supplementation into network marketing?
That's a great question. You know, most of my background in business has not been in network marketing. It's been at retail. I've sold products in Walmarts and Costco's and Walgreens, drugstores and grocery stores, mostly in the United States, but also in Mexico and some other countries. But you know, those products were mainly easy to explain products, like diet products. Take this, lose weight. But you know, some of our products are a little bit more complicated than that. For example, a product that we have called Genomics, which stands for genome expression. You know what it does, Coco? I know that you know this, and Naleli probably knows this as well. But it actually activates, meaning it controls over 3,000 genes that are sometimes referred to as survival genes. And primarily, those genes are involved in strengthening the immune system and controlling the inflammatory response. Inflammation is tied to hundreds of diseases, and also reducing something called oxidative stress, which is the cumulative or total damage caused by free radicals. A lot of people have heard of free radicals, they've heard of antioxidants, but what they don't know is that damage is called oxidative stress, and it's also linked to over 200 diseases. And so if you can lower it, you should lower it, and our products do that. Now, I just spent a few minutes telling you about the science and these type of products, and that message is too long to put on a label, and you can't really expect a clerk at a grocery store or Walmart or someplace like that to tell every single customer that story. It's too complicated. And so we said, listen, we need to go direct to customers. We need to go direct to consumers. And if we do that, instead of spending millions of dollars on advertising, let's spend that money in terms of customer and distributor acquisition in providing a business opportunity for people so that they can build a business, they can use their circle of influence in spreading the word about our wonderful products. And then all of us benefit together. We sell more products, they build a business, and it's a team working together to really not only improve people's health, but also improve their financial well-being too.
David, can you explain us a little bit the background of the Latino beginning history of the company, how this developed right away in Mexico, and it was very successful, and it was amazing performance from the people that got joined to the company. So can you explain us more about that?
Sure. Well, what's interesting is that although in business I have a limited experience in Mexico and Latin America, my partner, Ryan Thompson, has a tremendous amount of experience there, speaks Spanish fluently, and has a lot of great contacts. And it seemed to make sense for us because, for example, in direct sales, Mexico is about the number 5 or number 6 country in the world. People are looking for opportunities to add money to their family's income. And so companies like Herbalife do over $1 billion a year just in Mexico. OmniLife does almost $1 billion in Mexico. So people are looking for business opportunities that don't cost a lot of money and that can really make a difference in people's lives. And so that's why we decided to go to Mexico. We had strong contacts. And I have to tell you, Lily, that part of it also had to do with the strong emphasis on families in Mexico. Sometimes, I'm not saying that here in the United States that there isn't an emphasis on families and community, but I think sometimes because we move around a lot and we chase different things, I think that we are more spread out, and to some degree we've lost a little bit of that strong family connection. Well, in the Latin community, even in the U.S. as well as in Mexico and other countries, that is still very strong, and we wanted to be able to develop that type of culture within our company, meaning that we all support each other. We're all trying to help each other, and we're going to try and help them in the most meaningful ways. I'm not just looking at you to help me make money. I'm looking to help you build a business and help Coco build a business, and at the same time, really making a difference in the health of the people that we meet along the way.
And
That's
for
very
example,
interesting.
David, as you are mentioned all these points, what happened, when you just gave us explanation about what is genomics, what the things that the product does. What about if somebody just can't, very innocent to this industry and even doesn't have any background, medicine, doctor, nothing like that, and we see all this amazing technology, how the company support this new people to feel confident that when they're going to share the opportunity, not only financial, but about the products, they feel very strong and secure in how they're going to share this message.
I'll answer that a couple of ways. First of all, I think it's really important for people to know that we are not just selling potions and lotions. That's what people often talk about, right? That we've got these, and sometimes people call that snake oil. Well, it's not snake oil. These products have decades of research. There are dozens, hundreds, even thousands of scientific studies done on these products and the things that they do. If someone were to go online and look up NRF2, which is one of the things that genomics helps develop in the bodies, they'll be amazed at what Google says about NRF2 or about butyric acid. And so it's very important to me that our products have science and that they really work. And so number one, so if you're talking to someone or someone else is coming on board, they can look at the studies. They can look at our scientific advisory board, in which we have tremendous scientists, tremendous doctors who are on our board, not because we pay them lots of money, because we don't. They're on our board because they really believe in the science, and it's important for them to get that word out there. I think it's important for people to listen to the experiences of people who have already been in the company. Have people had good experiences with the product? Have people had good experiences with the business opportunity? Is anybody making it work? And what are they hearing? And then finally, as they take the plunge, as they take the risk, that we simply provide them with a lot of training materials, with a lot of meetings and events, the things that they can plug into, so that even though they're probably a little nervous, they probably wonder about their capabilities and whether they can really do this, as they look at others and they link arms with people like you, who also didn't have a lot of experience, Coco, and you just jumped in, and they can learn from you, and you can tell them about your mistakes and your successes. That gives them confidence. And I think it's all those combinations of real products, real science, real people helping a new person get involved and helping them to succeed.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I can see the passion in David when he explains about the purpose of the company. As a CEO or leader of this company, ACTIVZ, what does success means to you?
You know, that's a very interesting question. As a business, usually we measure things in terms of money, right? How much revenue we're taking in, how much profit we're making, and how much money we're making ourselves. And don't get me wrong, we're not a charity. We're a for-profit company. I have fellow investors and I have partners, and the business side of things is very important. But I can tell you that the older I get, the more I realize that my legacy is not going to be based upon how much money is in the bank or what kind of titles I have. It's going to be really based upon how many people's lives I change, how many people's lives in which I make a difference. And that's true of our company as well. So our success is really measured in terms of the successes of each and every person that joins our company. Is the product working for them? Is the business working for them? Do they feel like they have support? Do they feel like they've been better for whatever period of time they're with our company, whether that be as an employee, as a distributor, as a vendor? We want to have, really, bottom line is, we want to say every single aspect of being part of our company will make you better. Now, it doesn't mean that people aren't good to begin with, but will somehow provide an improvement in their lives. That's how I measure the success of our company.
I love the social impact that you are creating with ACTIVZ. It's definitely a purpose and a mission of a human being. So, Coco, you have another question.
Yeah, I was going to ask, as you are mentioned, how this you are supporting the people that start enjoying the company, providing with the materials and trainings and things like that. And those 5 years, the ACTIVZ, or 4 years and a half, the ACTIVZ been in the market, how do you see the company is being growing? All the people that just enjoying the company 4 or 5 years ago, how there's this compensation plan, and maybe you can explain a little bit about why the compensation plan the ACTIVZ offer is kind of different from other ones. Probably people wants to hear about it, because sometimes people get scared about, oh, it's a binary plan and I don't want to do it because it's harder to get to the top and you need to join the company when you are the first ones and things like that.
Wow, that's a big question. I'm not sure exactly.
A long question. That was explanation, Coco.
Like eating an elephant. I'm not sure where to start there, Coco, but I guess we'll just start one bite at a time. Why don't we start the last part first? In terms of the compensation plan, I mentioned that we have the compensation plan is really just a system of commissions. I mentioned that instead of spending, I've been at one of my companies in the past where we sold diet products and we sold it into retail. We would spend almost $100 million a year on television and radio advertising. Okay. And again, it was a very simple message: take this, lose weight. So that type of message, that type of advertising worked. Well, that's very expensive, right? And so instead of doing that type of advertising, we take those marketing dollars and we pass it along to individuals so that they will have an incentive to share our story with other people. And so it's not very, it's very, sometimes people think of multi-level or direct sales and they think, oh, that's just a pyramid scheme and is all this problem. But they don't realize that there are many, many industries that utilize a form of this. For example, we know that many sales companies utilize commissions for their salespeople. And some companies, it's 100% commission. They don't have a salary, it's 100% commission. In real estate offices and insurance offices, did you know that those offices are set up so that not only will the owner of that brokerage make money from one individual, but whomever that individual is working with, and there are several tiers of commissions. And so it's very, and people think, they don't really think of that as being a multi-level, but it really is. And so having a multi-level just means that we are not only getting to benefit you, but if you bring in Naleli and she shares it, well, she should benefit. And you should benefit because you shared it with her. And it's just a matter of paying people for the work and the services. Because if you don't do it, we never meet those people. And that's why we pay commissions for people that we would never otherwise meet. Now, lots of companies do that. But what we do is we also know that sometimes people don't want to join a company as a distributor. They just want to join as a customer. Well, almost every company provides a level of commissions for customers, but usually it's very, very low. Usually it's 2%, 3%, maybe if you're lucky, it's 4%. But in our company, it's 10 or 20%. So it's, in that respect, it's much like affiliate marketing on the internet. An affiliate on the internet is used to making an 8 to 10% commission on driving customers to a company. So we really look for customer acquisition as well. We also recognize, Coco, that some people are so set in their ways that if they hear the words multi-level, it doesn't matter how much science there is. It doesn't matter what they hear. They just fold their arms, cross their legs, and say, no way. And we say, well, listen, we want those people to benefit from the products as well. So that's why we engage in omni-level marketing. So it's not simply network marketing. We utilize Amazon and direct sales. And yet what we do with that money is we put that into pools. And so distributors, as they advance and as their organizations get larger, they start being able to participate in these pools. And these pools of revenue come in not just from omni-level, but from other markets. So you're benefiting from what goes on in the United States and in Peru and in Japan and in Colombia and in Bolivia and in Taiwan and all the other countries that we're part of. And that's another very distinctive feature. Other companies have these global pools, but they're usually set apart just for the very few people who attain the very highest levels. We don't think that's fair. We want to give everybody an incentive. And so we started out at a much lower level that you're participating in and other people are able to participate in as they start to get a little bit of traction, start to build their business, not where they want it to get ultimately, but at least they're having that success. And those are the types of things I think that set the commission plan apart. Now, what's happened in the almost 4.5 years since we've been in business and first started in Mexico? Well, I've been very happy to report that overall, we've had a lot of success. It doesn't mean that we haven't had some difficulties. You know, when you're a new startup, getting out of the gate, it's sometimes hard. As you know, as you're starting your own business and this new program, you know, not everything happens perfectly. And even though we've had a lot of successful experience in the past, we've made mistakes. But we've also been very, very fortunate in attracting very great people. Because really, I think at the end of the day, no matter how great the products are, no matter how great the business opportunity are, it all boils down to the people. And we really have great people. And that has led to us having significant growth. Even during COVID, when a lot of companies were really suffering, we actually grew, and we grew a lot. I hate to say that COVID was good for us, because I don't want to say that COVID was a good thing. But our message really resonated with people. And it did so because our products have been proven to strengthen the immune system and lower inflammation, both of which are really connected to COVID a lot. But also people were worried about their jobs. And now they had another opportunity to bring another source of income into their families. And so all of those messages really resonated with people.
Yeah, what amazing message. Talking deeply now, digging in the products about the trifecta, David, can you tell us how the people that is trying to learn about this new epigenetic concept or of products or supplements, how they can understand what is the difference, why make ACTIVZ special?
Sure. Well, you just used a really important word, epigenetics. And a lot of people, in fact, people listening today or watching today might not know what that word is. It's a pretty scientific word. Mm-hmm. And so everybody knows that we have genes and they've heard about genetics. And for a long time, everyone thought, including scientists and doctors, that your genes are just what they are and there's nothing you can do about it. And hopefully we had good genes, right? Well, it's not a matter of good genes or bad genes. It's really a matter of outside influences upon those genes. In fact, that's what epigenetics means. Epigenetics means outside influences upon our genes. And scientists know now that almost everything that we do has an effect upon our genes. The food that we eat, the things that we drink, our lifestyle, whether we exercise or not, even the very thoughts that we think have an effect upon our genes. Now you might say, well, what kind of effect is that? Well, think of genes as kind of having an on and off switch, but it's not just a regular on and off switch. It's more like a dimmer switch. And sometimes we want those genes to express, meaning we want them to turn on. And sometimes we don't want them to turn on, like inflammation. There are times if we have a sliver in our finger or we have a sprained ankle, that inflammation is okay. And so it's kind of the body's natural defense to take care of bad things that are happening to it. But if that dimmer switch gets stuck on high, then all of a sudden that inflammation is causing lots of problems in the body. And so now we know that we can actually turn down the dimmer switch. That's what genomics does. It actually it modulates, meaning that it puts the gene operating in the correct position. If there are times when it should be upregulated, it does that. If there's times when it should be downregulated, it does that. And so that's what genomics does, particularly in regards to a specialized protein called NRF2. and there's going to be a test afterwards, Nalali, so I hope you're taking good notes. No, I'm just kidding.
We're taking notes.
But NRF2 is a specialized protein whose job really is to give instructions to over 3,000 genes. And so when you can produce more NRF2 in the cells, it will operate within the mitochondria, within the actual inner part of the cell, to get all of those genes operating correctly. And so that's one thing that genomics does. Our link product is called link because of the connection between our brain and our gut. Scientists know that there's a tremendous connection, and that thousands of years ago, a Greek scientist or doctor, if you will, Hippocrates, he said, all disease begins in the gut. Now, that might not be exactly true, but it's pretty close. And so if we can take care of our gut health, we know that not only decreases inflammation throughout our body, but guess what? It also has a tremendous impact upon our brain. So link contains something called butyric acid. And I would urge everyone, if you want to just have some really cool reading, just Google benefits of butyric acid. You don't have to take my word for it. Just Google benefits of butyric acid. Mm-hmm. And you'll find that it's involved in creating new brain cells, that it heals the stomach lining. And so if people have leaky gut syndrome or allergies or things like that, healing the gut goes a long way. And it also increases collagen production. It helps you lose weight. It helps you recover from exercise. Oh, it's unbelievable what it does. Now you might say, well, if it's so great, why aren't there other products out there? Well, there are. It's just that they're not very effective because guess what? Butyric acid smells really bad and it tastes really bad. And so people don't want it. It's really hard to market something that tastes and smells bad. And so we licensed a special technology that puts every single molecule of butyric acid into another molecule, basically forces it into kind of a trap. And that trap is a starch called cyclodextrin. And what that does is it wraps it up and it covers up the smell and covers up the taste. But more importantly, what it does, it delivers that molecule safely through the gastrointestinal system where it can be released into the small intestine and then spread throughout the body where it can really do its work. And then we did the same thing with something called tetrahydrocurcumin. Everybody's heard of curcumin. Everybody's heard of turmeric. There are 1,000 products out there. And there's a lot of science going back 2,000 years as to turmeric. But what everybody knows, well, scientists know, I'm not sure everybody else knows, but scientists and doctors know that turmeric and curcumin are very large molecules that our bodies can't absorb very well. And they try to mix things like black pepper extract or other things like that to try and get it to go into the body better, but it just doesn't really work very well. Our system, again, we licensed it from very famous scientists, causes the body to absorb that pain-reducing, inflammation-fighting tetrahydrocurcumin to a much higher degree. So it works very quickly, it works much stronger, and it's just much more effective. So you could say, what does a trifecta do? Well, it does everything you want it to do in the sense of it strengthens your immune system, it decreases inflammation, it increases your brain cells, it just helps strengthen you against the things that we're going to face every day in life. We're going to face pathogens, bacteria, disease, injury. And if your body can be as strong as it can, you're going to have a much better chance of, again, not only surviving, but thriving and succeeding.
So for what I understand, ACTIVZ offers one of the 3 amazing products that increase, probably the most powerful products that increase the immune system in the market, for what I hear from you. And I was wondering why sometimes when you talk to the people that knows, doctors, and they never hear about butyric acid, or they never hear about NRF2. They hear about free radicals, they hear about oxidative stress, but they never hear about those terms that I feel that are kind of like essential, and is how probably how aging start or how everything start, because you talk about 200 macrodegeneration start when NRF2 is off. Mm-hmm. Why people that is kind of educated in the industry, they don't know about this?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. And I'll give you a good example. Okay, I am a lawyer by training. I went to law school and I practiced law for a while. I was an international corporate lawyer. And sometimes what would happen, Coco, is I'd go to parties and people would say, hey, I got a ticket in Nebraska. And can you help me with that? I'm like, no, I don't know anything about the laws of Nebraska. And I don't know anything about that and they expect me as a lawyer to know all of the laws everywhere about everything. And it's just not practical. I don't know it all. And so I had a very specialized area of expertise that I knew a lot about. But there are other areas, maybe like wills and trusts. Maybe I took one class in law school, but I really didn't know much about it. And doctors are exactly the same. Okay, they specialize. In fact, did you know that only about 40% of med schools even offer any training in nutrition at all? It's crazy. Our Western style of medicine is not one of prevention, it's one of treatment. And yet we do know that we can avoid so many diseases just through lifestyle choices. And so it's not surprising to me that people that you would think should know about this are just caught up in their own expertise and their own areas about which there's a lot of material that they have to stay on top of. They just don't have the time to branch out. And so, unfortunately, sometimes they don't have a very open mind about it also. But if they do, they are going to be amazed, and they will have an experience like I did with someone that you introduced me to. You introduced me to a biochemistry professor at Arizona State University. In fact, I was just on the phone with him before this call. And his name is Vladimiro Mujica, very famous scientist. And while he didn't know a lot about NRF2, he knew something. He knew something about oxidative stress. And you might remember that first conversation because he was kind of an unusual not doctor, but PhD scientist, in this fact that he said, this is amazing. I didn't even know companies like yours had science like this. Sometimes it just dismisses as we're just herbal company. We're just, again, potions and lotions with no real hardcore cutting edge science. And once they see it, and again, if they have an open mind, and if they'll even read it, then they're amazed and they're saying, wow, I didn't even know that companies like yours existed.
And for example, you mentioned that the delivery of the products, especially about Link and Optimal, how they use something called Salud that is rapid twice. Is this technology all the other industries or the other companies, they have it? And if it's no, why they don't have it?
Well, there's a two-part question to that, or answer to that. The use of cyclodextrin as a delivery system has been used in the food industry for a long time, not so much in the supplement industry. And there are some other companies that are using it, but what they're using is not the same as ours and not nearly as effective. Now, it's not the same as ours because the technology that we're licensing is patented, and so other people can't use it. Here's the difference. Other companies are forcing a molecule of whatever they're trying to sell into this molecule of cyclodextrin. But what they don't have, and which the patent calls out, is an amylase, something that will cause that trap to open up and release what's inside into the small intestine so they can be metabolized. And because it doesn't have that amylase, guess what happens? It goes through and a little bit might be absorbed, but most of it goes straight through and into the toilet. And so the fact of the matter is, no one else has our technology, which is why we have such tremendous results in what people are experiencing with the products.
Okay, that's very good to know. That's like the support and the that we need to have as a business associates, that when we go to share this, that we had the background, the support of the science that's very strong. And also I wanted to go back to the money part. There is already people that they have been enjoying the glory of this amazing compensation plan the ACTIVZ offer.
Sure. Oh, there's many people. I have some great stories. As much as I love to hear about how someone has a tremendous success story with health, it's helped them overcome a really serious illness. It's helped them feel better. It's helped them lose weight. I love hearing those stories. But I also love hearing stories about how families have been affected, sometimes for generations. One of our best success stories, top success stories, is a man whose name is Martin Lida in Mexico. He lives in Delicias, Mexico, which is outside of Chihuahua, if I remember correctly. Now, Martine for years, decades, drove a potato chip truck. So stocking potato chips in various grocery stores and convenience stores and things like. And as you can imagine, a driver and a jobber like that, I mean, it's an honest job, but probably don't have a lot of chances to make a lot of money. He'd tried other network marketing companies. He'd gone into debt. He drew into a lot of friendships by hoping that something would work, but it really wasn't there. And when he joined ACTIVZ, he said, I am just going to make this work. And so now Martine and his family's got his whole family involved. I won't, for their own sake, I won't tell you how much money that they're making, but I can tell you that he's probably making every month. In fact, I know he's making more every month than he made every year before ACTIVZ. In fact, I think he's making a lot more every month than he made in an entire year before that. And so his family has changed tremendously. Christina Godoy, a single mom in Sacramento, California, the same thing. She had some success in television. She had been a reporter for Univision. She's from Colombia originally, but at the time, she didn't have a lot of other options. She'd never succeeded in something in this industry like she has at ACTIVZ, and it's been a tremendous success. I count you as one of our success stories, Coco, because you've been involved with this, and you've been brave, and you've shown that someone who really hasn't had a lot of experience can get out there and really at the end of the day, I think sometimes people might be listening to this today saying, oh, there's no way I can remember all this stuff. This is too complicated. Do I have to be a scientist? Do I have to do all these type of things? And the answer is no. No, you don't. All you have to do is take the product, develop your own story, realize how powerful it is. If you need a little bit more convincing, sure, look at the studies, look at the scientists. And if that helps your faith, if that helps your belief increase enough, great. And after that, it's just about sharing it. It's really interesting. We share every day. We talk about good restaurants that we've gone to, good movies that we've seen, good books that we've read, something we saw on TikTok. We share that stuff all the time, and we send it out to people, right? And yet sometimes we get a little hesitant in sharing something like this because we think, oh, are people just going to think I'm looking at them as a dollar bill? I'm just looking at them to try and make money. And when you do it in the way that is truly about sharing, and they can tell that you are sharing it that if they say yes, if they say no, it's not going to affect your friendship. It's just that you really want to share something important, potentially life-changing with them. At that point, that's how people succeed. And they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And all of a sudden, after a year, after 2 years, they find that they're connected to people literally all over the world who now, because you started, Coco Gonzalez, you started with us. You're now touching lives not only in the United States but in Mexico and all over the world, and it's pretty amazing. I just love even thinking about it. I just love that.
Exactly, it's a nice opportunity to make business and obviously to recover your health or including reverting any health disease. So it's a good and great opportunity what ACTIVZ offer. If you can tell us, David, about leadership internally and the company, how did that work in different levels? I've been seeing you being very close to everyone. So, and it matters when it comes to lead a group and a company?
Well, I do think it matters. I think it's important for people to, first of all, hopefully have faith in the people that are running the company. Because, as you invest your time and your money, you want the company to be run by people who are going to be there, who are telling you the truth. And you want the company to survive, because 3 years from now, if the company's not around anymore, you don't want your friends and your neighbors to say, I can't believe you got me into this company that was run so badly. So it's really important, I think, for people to feel like, okay, have these people had success before? And the answer is yes. We've built many successful companies. And when I say we, I really mean we, because I have a wonderful team that is part of the ACTIVZ Group family that, frankly, they're much more important to the success than I am. They are very good at what they do. They are very hardworking, and they're dedicated to all of you that are interested in joining ACTIVZ and becoming part of the family. So that's very important. And then I think what happens, Nelleli, is that I think we all kind of hang out with people that are more like us. So if people are looking for something that's kind of slick and makes really crazy claims and all that kind of stuff, they're probably not going to like ACTIVZ very much, because sometimes people say, David, you're too much about the steak and you need to be more about the sizzle. And I'm like, I'm not really a sizzle kind of guy. I believe in telling it how it is.
Your
right?
personality.
And so if they're looking for some type of slick guy that's wearing lots of jewelry and wearing a toupee, and all, that's not us, that's not me, but they're going to see us for what we are. And we think we're pretty normal people who believe in what we're doing and want to share that with others. And the leadership within the distributor ranks, you might say, how do people become a leader? Well, actually, I really think it's based upon doing things that other people just don't want to do or won't do. You probably know all types of people who would say, oh, I would love to have my own streaming show. I would love to do this. I would love to do that. But they're not willing to make the sacrifices. They're not willing to work to gain the education. They're not willing to pay the price of success. And leaders, I don't really care how old they are, what sex they are, what nationality they are, how much money they've got. That doesn't really matter. What really matters is, are they willing to do what's necessary, what most other people just won't do because they don't want to give up television, they don't want to give up their golf game, they don't want to give up whatever in order to achieve this dream. That's what really creates leaders. And I've seen that manifest in Coco. I've seen that manifest in all of our leaders, because they're willing to devote the time and pay the price necessary for success.
Totally agree. It's amazing how to see the results, team effort all together with these amazing results for everyone and benefits for everyone. So
absolutely.
Something the most admire about the company here being with ACTIVZ is the core values that the corporate share with and everything they do. When they say about the science of the product, that's real. When they talk about the support of us as doing the business, the support is there. And I really feel that this is huge, because if you don't have that kind of support in a company, probably you're just gonna go, I don't know, 3-4 years, and then you're never gonna grow. And also, David, how you see the future, the ACTIVZ in the next maybe 5-10 years?
Well, you've heard me say this before. I'm not sure Naleli has, but out of all of our products, whether it be the trifecta, whether it be Arrow, our diet product, our energy product, or our skincare products, or even our business opportunity, which is also a product, our very best product is our people. And we have wonderful people. And we realize that what we do is we have to utilize what I call everyone's halo effect, because you're going out to people that you know, and you're putting your reputation on the line. When you go out and talk to them and say, would you be interested in hearing this? I know, I want to tell you about this product and this opportunity. That's not easy. Every year there are polls that are taken about what people fear the most. And usually right above death or right behind death is public speaking. And what do we ask distributors to do? We ask them to get out, not necessarily and speak in front of hundreds or thousands, but to go outside their comfort zone and talk to people about things that might be a little awkward or might not be easy to do. They might feel a little bit self-conscious. We know how hard that is. We honor that courage. Coco, you know that you're one of my heroes. You're one of the most courageous people I know in the world. And I know that when we see that, it's really important for us that we honor that by supporting it, by telling the truth, by giving answers, sometimes answers that people don't want to hear, but giving straight, honest answers. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to continue to grow. We're going to not only grow more in Mexico, but we will continue to expand throughout Latin America. We're already, like I mentioned, we are in Colombia and Bolivia now. We are now in Costa Rica and Peru. That's going to continue. We're kind of newer into the United States, but that's going to continue to grow. We are in Japan. Japan has been slowed down by COVID and the restrictions associated with that, but that's going to open up. And all of Asia, Taiwan is really picking up speed. And what I see is that ACTIVZ is simply going to expand, and more people get excited about the fact that, hey, there's a company out there that has real products. Did you know that every single person that you meet is not going to say yes, but every single person that you meet needs our products. There's not a person on this earth that will not benefit from our products. And that gives us a really strong advantage. There's not a person on earth that will not benefit by being part of ACTIVZ, whether they know it or not. But at least it makes it a little bit easier to share, knowing that what you're talking about is real. And that's what I think is going to continue to pick up speed, pick up steam, and will become one of the larger companies in the industry. That's what I see us doing in the next 5 to 10 years.
Something
That's
else,
awesome.
something
That's
else,
awesome. It's a bright future.
right? And something else I've been finding out here in ACTIVZ is a huge family of leaders, and they are become close. And Nayeli is one of them. We had Lita last week. We are having Claudia. So all the amazing people. I feel that the network marketing creates the most huge platform and leaders, because people needs to grow all the time. And to one of the things that the people needs to deal first with fear and confidence. And when you are here, you learned all that, you had all those tools, and you see the most people starting from here, and then they go all the way to the top. And then when you hear and talking, it's like, wow, that's not the person that here at the beginning, and now it's talking different. So I really love to see that and hear and act this. And so I'm very happy to be part of this group.
Well, we're glad to have you, and we have great people and people who are very patient as well. Because I've been mispronouncing Nayeli's name this whole interview, and yet she's been patient, and she's been smiling, and she's been putting up with me anyway. And that's what really kind of sets us apart. We are a family that we make mistakes, and at the end of the day, we still support each other and push forward. And so we think that our family is broad enough and wide enough to include anybody, and
that's exactly, it will be my next question, David.
Sure.
Like, I've been seeing how you embrace diversity too as well. It's inclusive just for a certain group of people or for certain families or a stereotype neither. So it's embracing diversity in the company. So how you deal with that?
I think it's just a matter of loving people. And realizing that we're all kind of the same. We're all God's children. He made all of us. None of us are perfect. And just trying to show, again, love and consideration and acceptance, and really saying, hey, if you want to become part of this group, because you have the same values, the same goals, come join us, because we're going to be better off by having you be part of our group. And that's really what adds to our strength, that adds to our growth, is by incorporating and utilizing all of these diverse experiences, background, and knowledge, and frankly, talents that people have and have been given, that really make us more robust, make us more complete, and help us, frankly, have a lot more fun together as well.
Exactly. It will be like adding value to every people that joins a company, join ACTIVZ. And definitely, let's talk about this message that normally ACTIVZ put out there, embracing cultures, embracing anybody, even those that they are not convinced already. So what will be the message from the CEO of ACTIVZ?
Well, I guess the message is try us. Just try us, because we are willing to put our money where our mouth is. Our products, we want to put our products where your mouth is. Actually, we want you to try products and really try them every day. Because again, I say over and over again, you don't have to believe me. I'm the CEO. You might say, well, of course he's going to say this. And he's a lawyer. We can't trust him anyway. No, but what you can say is just try the product. You'll have the experience yourself. Look at the science. You'll realize that it's real. Look at the experiences of the people that are associated with us. They are real people with real experiences. And you will find something that you can relate to. And again, our goal is for everyone to say, this made me better. This interaction has made me better. I'm more complete. I'm happier. My health is better. My finances are better. My social skills are better. Whatever it is, that somehow I've been benefited by being part of ACTIVZ, that we've activated the thing. Because here's what it boils down to, Nodeli. Our products don't do anything that your body's not already designed to do. Our bodies are designed to do it. It's just that sometimes because of our lifestyle, because of aging, whatever, our genes stop operating the way that they should. Well, our products help put that body back in balance, help those genes operate like they should. And by the same token, every single person out there, I believe, can succeed. That doesn't mean that everyone's going to make $1 million, but everyone is designed. Every single person who sees this and that you talk to has every talent and every skill necessary to be successful in this business. It's just a matter of doing it and proving it to themselves. And that's the exciting part.
That's interesting, because that was going to be my question. What do the people needs to have to make it to the end, or to the top, or the company, or their dreams, because everybody has different dreams, different visions. So there are some people that maybe with a specific expectations, right? So what are the things that you see that the people are having that is taking them to everybody wants to be?
Well, sometimes people will say what they have to do is they have to believe. They have to have a strong belief. But I'll take it a step earlier than that, because a lot of people don't have a strong belief. In fact, in the beginning, it's almost impossible to have a strong belief, right? Because you're just starting out. So I think the first thing is they have to have a desire to believe. If they have a desire to believe, that means they're going to try the products. They're going to stay with it. They're going to learn. And that desire to believe will then translate into an actual belief. And they'll see evidences in every aspect of their lives. Hey, this stuff really works. I'm feeling better. My brain is clearer. I'm feeling my digestive system is working better. I'm not getting sick as often. And wow, as I've shared this with other people, do you know, Coco, there are people that I know that, in fact, there's an older lady, I saw a video of her in Mexico. I didn't understand it because it's in Spanish, but someone translated it to me. She was sitting around a table. She's in her 80s. She's sitting around a table, and she was talking about ACTIVZ with the others. And she said, I don't even know. This company just keeps sending me checks every week. I don't know why they're sending me checks. Well, the reason that we're sending her checks is that she's just sharing it with other people. and by sharing it with other people, she's benefiting. So does she have great sales skills? Does she know every single thing about the product? Does she know everything about the commission plan? No, she doesn't. What she does have is a desire to share what she has with other people. That is the only secret necessary. You have a desire to overcome your fears, to overcome your situation, to say, I'm tired of my current situation. I want to be healthier. I want to have my chance, my opportunity in life, and I'm going to grab it and I'm going to run with it. And I don't care who says I'm crazy. I don't care, about not being able to play golf. I don't care about not being able to watch I'm not about watching Netflix all the time. I'm just going to do this. That is the only skill necessary, is a desire to believe and then translate that into action.
Well, hopefully people listen this message, because I notice that all the time when I go out, all the stores are having signs of hiding. So I think people is ready and they are looking for something else. So hopefully they are watching this and see and ACTIVZ that opportunity they are looking for.
Yeah, that's right, Coco. And that's the part I want to compliment the participation of David. It's a great opportunity to work remotely, which is doing multitasking, other activities at home for mothers that they are taking care of their kids, and they can have this opportunity to make business and earn money. So it's a perfect option for those that are looking to work at home, work remotely. Now that this pandemic teaches a lot of things that we can do at home.
Sure. I agree. That's well said.
David, we are almost in the last 3 minutes of the live stream today. So if you can tell us to wrap this message in conclusion of what ACTIVZ wants and expects from the people and how it's making the difference in the community and our society, what you will tell us.
Well, what I would say is that you'll never be able to fully understand or appreciate the difference that you make in somebody's life when you show them that you care. And when you share things that are important to you, they can tell whether you're doing it sincerely or whether you have another agenda. And when you share sincerely anything in life, I think that people will accept you and will say, thank you for sharing. Now, they might not always agree with you. They might not always accept it, but they will know that you have their best interest in mind. And I just love the fact that we are now changing lives, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives all over the globe. There's never a time during the 24 hours that someone on earth is not talking about ACTIVZ, because we have people in Japan, we have people in Taiwan, and that's pretty amazing to think that you can become part of a company that's already worldwide. We're still very small. We have a lot of room to grow, and now is the best time. There's never been a better time to join ACTIVZ. We've proven that we're going to make it. We've overcome the early difficult days of a startup, and we're prepared for great growth. And so we invite all to listen. We invite all to participate and all to join ACTIVZ.
There you go. That's the great message from the CEO of ACTIVZ, David Brown. Thank you so much for your leadership, David. We are grateful to have you today and for this example of innovation in the supplement industry. We're so grateful and we are excited about to keep learning and grow with the company. So we're looking forward to see you in more events in the future. So Coco, anything else?
No, you said everything. I just want to say thank you to both of you, because my heart is more grateful for how both of you with me here with ACTIVZ. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coco, for your participation. Thank you. Thank you so much for both. And with this, we're going to close this live transmission and see you, all of you. Thanks for the people that join us today and for the ones that are going to see us in different time and through social media. We are in LinkedIn, to YouTube and Twitter. So looking forward to see you, each of you, next Tuesday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hola Tucson, ya nos conoces, somos la revista hispana número 1 por su contenido para toda la familia, la pareja, nutrición, salud, horóscopos y los mensajes del consulado y los concejales Lane Santa Cruz y Richard Fimbres. Encuéntrala en todo Tucson. Anuncia tu negocio, llama al 520-809-1997 y pide tu promoción especial. También búscala en holatucsonmgz.com y dale like en la fanpage Jesús Licona Seisola.
¿Listo para sacar a relucir tus ideas y convertirlas en emprendimiento? Da el siguiente paso. Entrenamiento virtual, emprende sí o sí, sin excusas. Deja atrás tus excusas y consigue resultados. 5 módulos en 5 semanas de entrenamiento virtual. Cómo identificar y validar ideas de negocios, los costos, la fijación de precio y las características que distinguen a los emprendedores de éxito. Todo en una plataforma virtual con recursos, actividades y material personalizado para alcanzar tus metas y objetivos. Tenemos experiencia y mostramos resultados. Queremos que tú seas el siguiente caso de éxito. Síguenos en las redes sociales como CISA, Cultura Emprendedora, Entrenamiento Virtual, Emprende sí o sí. Informes, culturaemprendedora10@gmail.com.